So if you're wondering how to do work out of a textbook at home with a device, this is a tutorial for iPads only or other tablets that can do a screenshot. So I'm using my iPad and I've taken a picture of all of the questions at the top of the page. So I took one picture where number 1 is at the top of the page, then I scrolled, took a picture where number 2 is the top of the page, another picture with 3 at the top of the page, 4 at the top of the page, and so on. So now my camera roll has 8 pictures. And I'm going to do what you've seen me do in class probably a million times. And tap up here, tap edit, and then I'm going to tap the 3 dots so that I can access the markup feature. Once I'm in the markup feature, I'm going to change the color to white, and I'm going to make sure that the pen is on the thickest option, and then I'm simply going to go like this. And I'm going to make the page white. You'll notice that I'm probably going to have to go over it a second time. I'm also going to have to move the toolbar out of the way with a swipe. Now I can still see the text, so I'm going to go over it a second time. Another thing that you've seen me do is crop. So I only have the question that I want, but then the problem becomes it's a very small picture if you crop it, and then you don't have any workspace. So now I have a workspace. I'm going to bring the toolbar back out, and then I'm going to tap on a color, and I'm not going to actually do the work here because it's hard to do a good job when I'm holding my phone to film it. But I'm going to compare number 1A, 3/5 I know is greater than 2/5, and I can simply say because 3 is greater than 2. If I'm comparing fifths, we're looking at the same number of sectors, for example, in a circle graph, and then I can prove it drawing 2 circles the same size so that each hole is the same size. And then you'll remember the benchmark that we learned in class before the 13th of March. Looks like a person with their arms and legs spread out and their head straight up. I'm going to change the color. It's going to be a little, messier than if I was working on paper with my pencil. So there is 3/5, and here is 2/5. And clearly I can tell that 3/5 is larger because there is more area shaded. If you use a stylus instead of your finger, or if you take your time, you can probably fit 1A on one part of the page, and then 1B in another part of the page, and 1C in another part of the page. Once you're finished with your answer, click Done, and it saves it to the camera roll. Then you open up your Google Drive whenever you're finished, upload your pictures. Oh yeah, I'm actually inside the PDF. I'm going to exit from the PDF. Go back to my drive. I don't have a folder called Distance Learning 2020, so I'm going to upload it. I do have a folder called DL, Distance Learning My Stuff. I open that folder. I tap the addition sign. I upload my answer, which isn't quite finished, but this is just to show you. Tap upload. Now here's a tricky thing. It's very difficult for me to mark your work if it's named image 0064. So I'm going to tap on the three dots and I'm going to rename. And I know that this is work from last week on the 16th, so I'm going to call it April 6 Math, and I'm going to call it page 1. And I'm going to be uploading more pages because I'm going to need a page for each question using this method. So I'll have all the way up to page 8. So actually, I don't even have to call it page 8. I could just call it number 1. And question 2, I would call number 2, and so on and so on. Tap rename, and it's inside this folder with the name. Okay, but you would upload it to your Distance Learning 2020, and then open that, open the subfolder called Your Name Math 2020. Hope this helps.